What's up, guys? This is your boy Brad. I have a new background here, and I am at the RPOBMX shop in northeastern Pennsylvania, here with another bike check for you guys. So today I wanted to do one of the shop builds. I do build custom bikes and then sell them as completes as well, but I also like to think of them kind of like as runway models. So if you see any, parts on them that you like the clothing runway models wear, pick them out, you can purchase them. The builds are just to kind of show you what a collaborative, finished product would look like. Here we have a fit Shortcut frame that I had powder coated bubblegum pink. It's a 20.75 inch frame. I know it has the, I believe these are like the Savage stickers. I don't put the word Savage on there. I just put the Fit Bike Co. on. But it is an aftermarket frame, and it is one of their nicer ones. So why don't I get right into it, and I'm going to compare this frame with another frame of mine that I got, the King Crosscut, which has very similar geometry. And when I was deciding to get this, which I actually, just spent my own dime because I really liked this frame several years back. I'm going to give you the reasons why I chose this over the Shortcut, but this is also a super cool frame as well. So let's get started with the geometry. We have 20.75 top tube, 8.75 standover, 12.4 inch slam back end. That is the shortest back end available on the market. 75.5 degree head tube, not extremely steep. I know most are between 74.5 and 75, so steeper than normal, made for street. If you read the description for the Shortcut frame, it definitely says the word tech and techie maybe 2 or 3 times, so I'm going to say this is a techie type frame, as well as the Crosscut, which immediately is described as a beast of a frame by King. So this is the V1 Shortcut. It does not have an invest cast yoke. An invest cast yoke is this area right here, which allows for a larger tire. However, this, I believe, is called an S-bend, or however this chainstay is bent, also allows for a wider tire, and it has an even shorter back end by 1 millimeter. The King Crosscut, its back end is 12.5 millimeters versus the 12.4 millimeters of the Shortcut. Also, aside from the yoke, which is available on the V2 of the Shortcut, I will say they did add a yoke to it on the V2. It does have the top and bottom gussets. However, head tubes are both 75.5 degrees. The head tube on the Crosscut's a little taller. You can kind of see it just stands up a little higher than the one on the Shortcut, which I kind of like, as well as the standover being 9.25 inches versus the standover on the Crosscut being 8.75 inches. And both allow for their bottom brackets to be at 11.6 and 11.7. I believe the Shortcut is 11.7 millimeters and the Crosscut's 11.6 millimeter bottom bracket height. Almost positive. Alright, let's get into the parts aside from that. So yeah, just mainly the main things I liked about this. I like a taller head tube. I'm a little bit taller. I'm about 5'8", a little over 5'8", and 20.75 and 21 are great for me. But if I'm going to go 20.75 Super Tech, this would be the one I'd go with, because this thing just is even more snappy than this is. And okay, yeah, like I was saying, back into it. So, fit Shortcut. I had it powder coated. This frame came to me pre-owned, so I just kind of finished it. Shout out to my boy Kurt, who refinished it for me in bubblegum pink for October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Show some support here, and I'll try to get a Halloween build in as well. But we have the Cult Sean Ricani grips. We have the Fly Fuego bars, Devin Smiley's former bars. They have a 9-inch rise. I have them at exactly 28-inch width, which is yes, cut, but just minimally. I think they are 29. And I tried to stick with mainly Merritt and fit with this aside from the wheels. So you will notice a lot of Merritt parts, such as the Merritt inaugural stem V1. This one does not have the recession on it, but it still looks pretty darn clean. I thought it looked great. Cinema, matte black Cinema headset. I'm going to take this little rubber thing off. Tall headset cap. I'm not sure the bearings, I have lots of bearings. The headset caps are pretty much what you're paying for. For the forks, we have a 25mm offset Radio Nemesis fork. These are a welded fork. They're a street fork. Radio is not a very well-known name in the States, but they do make really good products. They're under the same umbrella as We the People, Eclaw, Salt, German engineered. And I like these forks. I like that they're welded, and I like that they have this little design here, kind of like the Shadow forks do, which kind of just flows with everything. If they were matte, that would be a little nicer. The seat, we have, I believe Fit right now has a sale on these seats, but this is the Fit Desert Camo seat. Looks pretty cool. Matches the tannish graphics that I added to the down tube. I have an Eclaw pivotal seat post. I think it's called the Torch seat post. And this is a fat seat. It's also pivotal. Merritt P1 pedals. Classic pedal at this point, I would say. Maybe due for a renovation, but maybe not. Who knows? Some people they're very lightweight. Wait till I shoot the weight of this thing at you guys. Then I have a 160mm Merritt battle cranks. Shout out my boy Ty, who hooked me up with these cranks, and I think 160mm is the perfect size for this, because if you look, it does have a short back end, the shortest back end possible. So you may want to leave some room. Got some small pedals, some smaller cranks. I wouldn't go to 155. I just wouldn't do it. Don't do it. But 160, yes, and these cranks are great for it. For the sprocket, I have the Merritt Pentagard. This is Brandon Began's signature sprocket. It is in a 25 tooth. No need for the 28 tooth, especially with this build. Aesthetics are important to me, and I think having a 28 tooth on this would kind of look a little goofy. Okay, keep going. We'll flip her over here. Bottom bracket is a Merritt 22mm bottom bracket to accept the 22mm spindle that the Merritt battle cranks have. And these are little rubber caps, ankle savers, because everybody that knows how to do a tail whip is going to make sure they tell you that they know how to do a tail whip in their bike check video, except for the pros. But I can't do tail whips, so I don't care. But try not to lose them. I've had these cranks on a couple different bikes. I always lose them. But smooth bottom bracket, fits in very nicely. Looks great with the cranks. I had the headset, the high top headset by Merritt. Traded it off. I might try to do a trade back. Get that back, Kyler. And let's see, what else do we got? We got the wheel set. I have Primo 7005 balance rims. These are made of 7005 aluminum. They are welded rims. I do not think Primo makes them anymore. I think they've updated their balance rims, but these are one of my favorite, because they're kind of like an aero rim but also have enough room for braking, which I like. And on the inside, since they're double walled, they do have like drilled out holes on the inner wall to make them even lighter. I think they're 17 ounces per hoop. And the hub here is a right hand drive original Primo mix hub. Super cool. Has a little cassette tape on it and some titanium and a titanium axle to boot, which Primo has a deal on. So if you're interested in that, I think I have a few available in the shop. And that's what you're going to hear when you ride it. Not too loud, but you can adjust it if you need it. You need to wake the neighbors. In the front, I have the same rim. Before I say that, let me get back to this. I did relace this. I understand that there is some discoloration, so I'm debating whether I'm going to refinish it or probably throw some brakes on this thing and make it even more techy, which will be, I think, super cool. Just maybe like throw a back brake on it. The tire, front rim is the same rim in the front, Primo 7005 balance, and the hub is an original Primo N4 hub, so it does have the flange, the N4 FL. FL obviously stands for flangeless, which I didn't know at first either, so don't feel dumb if you didn't realize N4 FL meant flangeless, but that's what it does mean. And this N4, and I mean they're on like their V, I don't know, whatever the flangeless is, so I can't imagine. And this is brand new, so super cool hub. Definitely vintage. Tires, Merritt Blue Falcon tires, the FT1s, Brian Foster tires, another classic tire by Merritt. One of their, I mean, when Merritt came out, their stuff was way ahead of its time, so it's kind of coming into its own now. And just like Odyssey's forks were ahead of their time and stuff, maybe time for an update. But what do you update to when, you know, when what you have is already perfect? So it's tough. All right, so we went over the geometry. I'm going to go over the weight. This thing weighed in at 23.4 pounds. That's right, 23.4 pounds. I do not have pegs on it. I do have 4-piece handlebars, and I do have some heavy-duty cranks and street rims. So this is going to be really fun to ride. I can't wait to take it out. 20.75, and I hope you guys like this bike check. I do allow for comments now, so if you do have something to say or comment or something cool for me to add to the bike possibly, leave them down below, and if not, I don't care. Have a good day. Hope you enjoyed all the BMX loveliness I was able to provide, and hopefully I can come to you with some more stuff soon. Let me know what you think. I was thinking about doing some BMX news and my opinion on it, but my opinion isn't always the greatest opinion, so you guys let me know what you think, if I should just stick to the bike checks. Alright, I'm out. Peace.